Hey guys, before we get started, I just want to pop in and say thank you for listening. And if you haven't already, don't forget to follow BS with Tommy and Wes on social media, as well as Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and wherever you get your podcasting fix. Links for everything I just mentioned are in the description below. Now on to the episode.
Welcome to BS with Tommy and Wes. Turn it up. Frequencies align, we're amplifying minds.
You shouldn't gargle caffeine.
You should not gargle caffeine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of BS with Tommy and Wes. I'm Tommy. He's Wes.
I am.
And with our powers combined, with my build and your looks, we make a whole bear fighter.
We do.
We do.
Actually, so funny story here. There is a picture of Dmitry Alexandrov and I.
Yep.
Where there was an app that face morphed us.
Oh.
And it's a frightening looking image.
Oh.
It's only frightening because it looks so natural.
Jesus.
It looks like a real person.
A real person.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Welcome back to week 2 of Walk Pod.
Yes.
Where we do a walking simulator. We're walking currently past a lot of cars.
Yep.
We're walking down 121st. We're headed to the Warren. We're gonna do another lap around the Warren again this week. It was nice last week.
It was.
We got a really good episode last week too from walking around the Warren. We
really
enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And so did the people. I think, at least. I don't know.
They definitely did.
I hope so. I don't actually check those things.
I do.
But welcome back to another episode. Episode 26. Wesley, how is your life? How goes the things?
It's so busy.
So busy.
Yeah. So I just organized a biker rally for my job.
Oh.
Yeah, we had the Black Wall Street rally at Route 66 Harley Davidson, and it was a lot. There were so many people. They were all really cool. Like, everybody I talked with today, fantastic people. I got very sunburnt.
You did.
I look like I'm trying to cosplay as Patrick Star right now.
You're lobster crane today.
Yep. But other than that, I've just been doing more client work, along with regular work. And I did happen to show up at Bazaar Underground.
You did?
On Friday night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I heard a big ginger man running his mouth, so I had to come out, make a full entrance, obviously.
Yep.
Pink Barbie pink flat brim hat and some Art the Clown sunflower sunglasses included. He asked me what I wanted. It was a Christmas story kind of Santa Claus with the kid on the lap. Like, what do you want for Christmas? He was like, what do you want, Wesley Crane? And I kicked him in the balls because that's the kind of guy I am.
It sounds like a very, very civilized conversation.
Yeah, we swapped some spit, and then I may or may not have tried to take his head off of his body.
Did you?
I tried.
Have you successfully done that yet?
Not yet. I'll get there.
Still working on it.
Still working on that. I'll workshop it.
All right. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been at the bazaar. Especially considering I'm the current NOP champion, because the bazaar was across with Spaded and Jaded, and this is wrestling, obviously.
Yep.
So it sucks that I couldn't be there. Fridays are hard to work out. I probably could have been there if I didn't already take so many days off of work in a row for Elote. But you know what? Worth it.
Worth it.
I didn't even talk about Elote last week. Elote was like a load of fun.
Yeah.
You were there on the first night.
I was
there all 3 nights. It was a blasty blast. I had a lot of fun. Made a lot of money as well, so that's always a good thing.
Fuck yeah.
It got to the point though, I had so much to drink because I lived the gimmick when I'm there, brother.
Oh, I saw.
Firsthand. Oh yeah, so you were there the one day with me.
Yeah.
On night 1 of 3. And it got to a point where we had been there for maybe 2 hours. And then I was walking down, and then you were walking up. And because we're getting ready to do this dance thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I had forgotten about it.
Oh yeah.
I had forgotten about it. So we're walking up, and then you and Ray walk up to me, and we're like, we're ready to do the dance thing. I'm like, I just had 2 shots of tequila and a beer chaser, and now I have this margarita.
Yeah.
Because these 50-year-old women wouldn't stop buying me alcohol while we were in line to buy alcohol. So it was a great time. You had been warned earlier. You were like, bro, Tommy has so much fun every year. People just be buying him drinks all the time.
Listen, I don't know that they understand that I know.
You know.
I've been out with you for your birthday
Oh, yeah.
a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
1 year in particular, we were sitting at a bar. It was just me, you, and our significant others. And you had enough to just reach over the table, grab me by the face, and kiss me on the mouth.
Well, I had to lay one on you for all the times you laid one on me in the ring.
So everybody being like, oh yeah, Tommy really gets going. I'm like, oh, I know. I'm fully aware.
It got to the point, though, where by day 3, I had so much to drink by day 3 that, like, I went into each day, like, sober. Shit, I'm drifting. I went into each day sober, but it took significantly less each time. So we got to day 3. I'm on my last match for the weekend, and I'm wrestling a gang beast character. It was nice. It was fun. And I started smashing beers mid-match, Stone Cold style. And it got to the point where I was mid-match. I'm like, I think I'm actively getting drunk as this match goes on. And the more drunk I got, the more fun was being had. So shout out to Elote, man. That was a lot of fun.
Good.
Hopefully I could be at the next Bizarre Underground, though.
So you mentioned us dancing on the first night.
Yes.
So I got to pull back the curtain a little bit on my experience with that because I was forgetting the dance steps as they were telling them.
Yeah.
So what had happened was earlier that day, I had a 50 milligram edible.
Nice.
It had kind of worn off by the time I was going to wrestle Nathan. After my match, I was like, I think I'm done. Right, Ray? And he's like, yeah, you're good. So I ate another one. And by the time Ray came to us about the dance, that one started to kick in. So I was out there, full blast, very elevated.
I was climbed the mountain of puffy tacos.
I did. And so we're out there. I end up dancing with Lunchador.
Okay.
We locked up in the test of strength and just cha-cha'd our ass off. And I don't even think the cha-cha was the dance they were teaching.
Oh, it was not.
So we were having a grand old time.
Oh, man.
Lunchador and I became very close that day.
Order up! Oh, brother, Elote shows up. I was so happy that it was 3 days because I had time to let it all sink in.
Yeah.
Because usually day 2 is always like way more fun, but then like it's usually over at that point, you know?
Yeah.
So, but having a third day, like we've had so much fun over the course of 2 days, and then day 3 comes and it's the day. It's actually Cinco de Mayo. Like we're gonna have a blasty blast, and I was so happy, dude. I had so much fun. You gotta go all days next year.
I'll have to section that out and do all 3 days.
You gotta go all days next year.
Yeah.
Oh man. I also want to point out that going into the weekend, I had 2 matches booked for this. I ended up wrestling like 5 or 6 times. So,
Jesus.
it was a load of fun, man. It was loads of fun. Oh, brother. Shout out to Ray Martinez and all of Elote, dude.
Yeah.
I love Ray so much. Ray Martinez, brother, booked me for my very first match ever, by the way.
Yeah?
And here we are, all these years later, and he books me for some of the most fun shit I ever have. So, love Ray Martinez. Great.
Hell yeah.
Good guy, Ray.
Shout out Ray Martinez.
Shout out, Ray. So hopefully I can be at the next Bazaar. Yeah. Anyways, go on.
You know what it's time for?
What is it time for?
Everybody's new favorite segments.
Oh.
What you drinking?
Piss.
Tommy, what you drinking over there? You're double fisting right now.
I'm double fisting right now. I've got. Thanks to you, by the way. I've got the Old Faithful.
Yeah.
The Welch's Grape Ghost.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Still can't find the new Ghost anywhere because everybody's a bunch of cunts.
Yeah.
But what am I actually drinking? I'll tell you, this is special right here.
Okay.
Because this is probably the best tasting C4 there is.
Okay.
It is the Hawaiian pineapple popsicle flavor.
Ooh.
And I don't even like pay attention to the popsicle aspect of it. The Hawaiian pineapple aspect of it is amazing. I love it so much. Pineapple's my favorite fruit, so it's already got a win for me. And it's so important because I thought these were discontinued. I thought they were gone forever. And then I went to Target and I saw a whole row of them, and I bought all of them. I bought the whole row. So I am drinking the Hawaiian Pineapple Popsicle C4. What are you drinking, Wes Green?
Okay, so as promised, I went and obtained as many of the Black Rifle Coffee energy drink flavors as I possibly could. The flavors I obtained were Wild Frost, Mango something or another. I can't remember because, and I'll get to that in a minute, RIP, but RIP. I also got, hold on, let me dig into my magical bag of energy drinks. I also got Freedom Punch,
The one I had last week.
as well as Ranger Berry.
Ranger Berry. Is that their version of like blue raspberry?
I believe that is their
Is
version
it
of blue raspberry.
raspberry, or is it just a concoction of berries?
I don't know. I would assume raspberry because it's blue raz, right?
Probably. I hate blue raspberry flavored anything.
I burnt myself out on blue raz very early on when I started working out because I was taking the Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll supplements, and I had blue raz in both of those.
It tastes like TV static.
Does taste like TV static.
Blue raspberry in general just tastes like TV static to me.
But currently, I am drinking the Wild Frost. We said RIP to the mango one. I had it. It was in the bag. It was in the magical bag. I was really looking forward to it because I love mango drinks.
Right.
But I guess somewhere along the line I hit a fence or something, and it poked a hole in the can, which then drained into the bag. The bag had a hole, and it drained out without me even realizing it.
Didn't even realize.
Nope.
There's a little shot ski left in there, though.
There was a little Shotsky. I got a little bit of it.
What was that?
I think it was delicious.
Okay.
It was really good.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was not like ultra carbonated with no flavor. It was very flavorful, and it was very delicious.
All right.
So, currently on Wild Frost, which is their version of like White Monster,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. How was the White Frost? Tell me.
I can see where some might think that it is a little too much carbonation. I still think it has more flavor than what the rest of them are gonna have. I think that this is. I would give this a 6 out of 10.
Okay. You're gonna have to bring the mango one back next week. Are you gonna drink all of these during this podcast?
I am going to drink all of these during this podcast. So what you're drinking this week is going to extend throughout the podcast.
You're not gonna
tonight.
sleep tonight.
I have a show tomorrow. I am in Springdale, Arkansas tomorrow for Diamond State Wrestling.
Diamond State Wrestling.
Yes.
That place that ran against the Super Bowl once, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Just making sure. Shout out to Diamond State Wrestling.
So I'll be there tomorrow. So yeah, I probably won't sleep tonight. But I will be trying all of these Black Rifle energy drinks on this podcast tonight.
You better get going because you had 2 more in there, and
I do have 2 more.
we don't have too much to talk about today, but I'm gonna do my best to extend this. I don't actually have any bookings coming up for like the rest of the month. I don't have anything until the Ryder Cup. And I'm not actually in the Ryder Cup. I still have no idea what I'm doing. But who knows, man? Who knows? I'm gonna take a little shots of this. See how we think. I wasn't a fan last week of the Black Rifle Freedom Punch. I wasn't the biggest fan, so let's see if they're Arctic or Wild Frost. Sorry,
Wild Frost.
Yes, sorry. They all kind of blend together to me now.
Yep.
I mean, that's a drink. It's a drink. That one guy's gonna be so upset.
You rated the tropical one, the tropical punch one 4 out of 10.
Yep.
So what do you give the Wild Frost?
I'm giving that a 3.5.
Really? So
I was probably okay. You know what? I was probably a little harsh on the Freedom Punch. It's probably more like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And that's probably more like a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
It's just a big nothing burger.
big
Nothing burger.
Okay.
It's not good. It's not bad. And like it's just nothing.
Then I guess I should follow it up then with
Follow it up.
Freedom Punch.
Follow it up with the Freedom Punch before we move on.
Yes.
And we'll come back for the finale. Good crack.
Yeah.
It's good crack.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh, you don't like
Solid 3 out of 10.
Ooh, you don't like that?
No. That tastes like a whole lot of nothing. It's like a little bit of tropical punch on the back end, but for the most part, it's TV static.
I mean, for me, it was on the front end.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, just hit me on the back.
When it entered my orifice, I had the punch, but as soon as I like swished it in my mouth and the flavor was coming in, it was gone.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying all the bullshittery, there's no better way to show your support than by heading over to ParabellumPro.com. Whether you're into comfortable hoodies, classic tees, or rocking a hat that just gets people asking questions, we've got you covered. Check out the Glaze Me collection as well as the Heterosexual Life Mate collection and slip into something a little less appropriate. Only at ParabellumPro.com. Now back to the episode.
Have you watched anything interesting recently since we watched Sinners last?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I don't think I've watched an entire YouTube video since I watched Sinners.
Okay.
Like, I have not watched anything.
Well, I watched a plethora of YouTube.
Okay.
You know what else I watched? I watched the new Final Destination movie, Bloodlines.
Bloodlines?
Spoilers.
Question.
Spoilers. Roman Reigns is not in the movie.
Question.
Sorry, Dol.
Why is it that like all of the like horror franchises that I love as a child, like they have to do a lot of them, and then the last one that they make is always called like Bloodlines or something like that.
Bloodlines.
Fucking
Final Destination. Bloodlines.
what is it? The Wrong Turn movie, Bloodlines. It was like Wrong Turn 7, Bloodlines. I was like, why are they always Bloodlines?
I don't know, brother. Because, I mean, Roman Reigns, tribal chief, he inspires all, I guess.
Yeet.
Yeek. But no, I did watch the newest Final Destination, Bloodlines. So growing up, I was never the biggest Final Destination fan. Not because I thought it was bad, but because as a child, it was one of the fewer ones that actually...
That bad, It's
that bad. Here, give it to me. I'll fucking... It's nothing, but I'll still fucking take it.
Gargle that TV static.
Kobe. Oh shit, that's right. That's why Kobe's dead. Oh fuck. Hell's a bad jerk. Sorry. Is that what the pilot said before he hit the building?
No, he said,
We sure he didn't just go, Kobe. Jesus Christ.
where are we going?
I don't know. Home.
This isn't the way to home, is it?
Yeah, we go this way, we go down that way, and then we go down the other way, and then we're there.
Okay. I trust you.
I'm the sober one. I had a beer. Yes, this is true. You had a lot of elevation.
Hey, I didn't have that much.
I watched you go, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do. And then down the back. I had a beer before we started recording, but it kind of instantly wore off because we actually walked for like a good 30 minutes before we started recording. And I had Chipotle. It was delicious.
Chipotle
Anyway.
is my life.
Live. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. We're bullshitting too much. God damn it. It's almost like that's what the show is called. I watched Final Destination Bloodlines. And the Final Destination franchise is one that actually kind of scared me as a child a little bit. Because it's like, that's everyday shit. There's not a serial killer. There's not a murderer going around. It's just everyday shit's getting in that ass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's being slightly and manipulated, but still. I remember the first 2 movies being very good. I remember enjoying the third movie because when it came out on DVD, it had like a game version of it. Like you could pick what you do in the movie. It's kind of interesting. Didn't actually change much of anything. It actually only lets you save one person. And then there's a point later on where the person you save gets arrested. And then it asks you at the bottom of the screen, was he really worth saving? And unless you hit no, it doesn't let you continue the movie. So that's the thing. But I remember the 4th one being kind of bad. The 5th one was enjoyable too as well. I went into this one with high hopes because I liked the idea of it. And let me start this off by saying I don't think this is a bad movie. I think this is a good movie. And I think this is an enjoyable movie. But this is not a great movie. It does not deserve the 93 on Rotten Tomatoes that it has right now. Because we are at a point. And here's the thing. I'm not a stickler for this shit. So when it bothers me, there's a fucking problem. Every fucking kill these days is a goddamn computer generated effect. whatever, the image, CGI. It's all CGI. And even in this movie, even the CGI got to a point where every kill was just a big blood splatter by the end. What the fuck? What the fuck? Without going into spoilers, what the fuck? What? This movie does do a lot well, but that took out a significant chunk of it for me.
You think they relied too heavily on the CGI?
I think the kills themselves are good kills. Mostly, there are a couple that I don't that I'll get into.
They just don't do it for you.
There's just nothing's practical. Nothing in this movie is practical, man. Like, come on. Like, whatever. This movie did do a good job at doing some of the older Final Destination things where it's like, for example, you've seen all these movies, right?
Yeah.
The guy that won the lottery in the second movie, he's in the kitchen.
Okay.
Everything's kind of happening around him. Things are shifting.
Yeah.
And it's got you the whole time wondering what's going to be the thing that gets him. They do a little bit of that here, sort of, at certain points. So they do a good job of bringing that kind of feel back of like what's it going to be. But what everything lacks is the fear for the character itself.
Okay.
I don't care enough about 90% of the people that die in this movie. And there's a full-on moment where one woman it's on time. Yeah! The whole thing is set in motion by one woman dying, basically. And she just kind of offers herself up. So everybody finally starts believing her. And I don't like it. I don't like it because you spent your whole life surviving and not dying. And then you just give up just to prove a point. And I'm like, oh, you sack of shit. And you sets everything in motion. That's a little spoilery. So I apologize, I guess. I can say the two brothers in the movies, I really enjoyed them. And one of them is Murphy from the 300.
Yes.
The guy that was in that first teaser trailer.
Yep.
I forget the actor's name. But he is probably my favorite character in this movie. He is awesome in it. Loved him. I will say that these movies are leaning a little too much into the comedy aspect these days.
Yeah.
Even like what gets me the most is like when kills are done as comedy acts. Like there's a point where somebody, I won't say who, but somebody goes, all right, I'm going to stay alive for as long as I can so you guys can get out of here, and then instantly fucking splat. It's like, it's a joke.
It's like
It's a big fucking joke.
Too on the nose.
It's too on the nose, man. Like, these movies aren't terrifying anymore. They're not scary. They're not suspenseful. I don't really care too much about the characters. And the endings are all predictable. Everything's predictable. All right, whatever. It was a 6.5 out of 10 for me.
I'm gonna go watch this because this is like one of my favorite franchises. I'm definitely gonna go watch it, and then I'm gonna give you my rating. Oh, after I watch it.
6.5 for me.
6.5.
I wanted to care more when people died, and I just didn't.
Okay.
Except for one person. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
Well, I will say, like, the beginning is really cool. Like, the premonition part of it,
Yep.
that one is really cool for me. This one was really cool. Really like that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you said 6.5 for that.
Yes.
After trying that tropical punch
Yeah?
flavor again, do you still say it's a 5?
Yes.
Okay. So I am now on to Ranger Berry.
Ranger Berry.
Let's find out.
Fourth and final. Fuck. Fourth and final.
More flavorful than the tropical punch. Very blue raz forward. Still kind of like, it's still just a little too carbonated for me though.
Okay.
This probably sits at a 4 for me.
Okay.
So if I have to rank them top to bottom, like best to worst, I'll go worst to best.
Okay. Worst to best.
Worst to best, tropical punch flavor is the worst.
Punch, brother.
Freedom
Right.
Freedom punch,
Freedom.
awful.
It's like America.
Fucking, it's the worst. Next is Ranger Berry. Then you have Wild Frost, and then the Mango flavor.
Had a one sip of.
One sip of.
Towers over them all.
Towers over them all, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It is the David against the Goliath machine.
Oh my goodness. Well, previously on Wrestling Survivor. Friendships aren't strong enough to cut out bad apples. Or are they? On the previous episode of Wrestling Survivor, it was pretty cut and dry, straightforward. Jacob Lindsay, him and Dalton Gray were the two odd man out. Dalton Gray won immunity for the second time, actually.
Yep.
That little grimy bastard.
Yeah.
And Jacob Lindsay was the man on the outs. He tried to go to red, but at the end of the day, it wasn't going to be enough. It was going to be 4 against 2 or 4 against 3, even if he got red. So we said goodbye to Jacob Lindsay. And I can't update. No phone calls this week.
Does being grimy make you slippery?
It makes you sticky for sure.
Sticky?
Well, slippery and sticky.
I
don't know.
It's like being covered in semen.
Is that what this has meant the whole time? Dalton, Jesus, you just turned 18. But all right, we're back on. We're down to the final 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, final 6 competitors. We're down to 3 episodes left up. Like, we got this one, then we got the final 5, and then the final 4 will all be on 1 episode.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, how are things going right now at camp? We are down to the following: Tatum Manning, Red Chambers, Eddie Levon, Grimy Dalton Gray, Derek James, and Stormy Renee, the final girl. She's hanging in there for all of them. How are things going? People are tired. People are hungry, but they've learned to live with it at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, Derek James has learned to live with being not high.
Right.
He's still miserable, but he's not like just a sack of shit the whole time.
Right.
So everyone's kind of adapted to this lifestyle at this point. Like, we're into shit now, dude. We're on like day 36 or something.
We're in it. Yeah.
We are in it to win it, brother.
I think Tatum and Red are probably kind of sitting there game planning like, all right, like, it's just us now.
Yeah.
Like, we can take this all the way to the end, like, as far as we can.
Okay.
I think Red's for it, but he's also thinking about him.
Yes. Like the final 6. So who is actually putting in the most thought into how this is going? Like, we got Derek, Eddie, and Stormy in a tight alliance.
Yeah.
Red's kind of a part of it. Tatum was kind of shuffled in because he was a target, but he's not actually a part of that alliance itself.
Right.
So
I think Red's probably being the most realistic about it, where he sees obviously that he has as much pull as he wants with Tatum.
yes.
He also realizes he is kind of part of that alliance.
Yes.
So he has a little bit of pull there. He probably has the best chance
Yes.
because
So-
he's connected everywhere.
I think the main target right now is Dalton.
Yeah.
Because he is on the outs.
Yep.
Now, being on the outs doesn't necessarily mean that you're the biggest target.
No.
Because at the end of the day, we got a 4-man alliance here. Only one person can win. So, people gotta start playing for themselves. What did she say?
I don't know.
Fuck the. She probably said something nice too. At the end of the day, one person's gonna win. But who's really thinking about that right now? Is Stormy, Derek, and Eddie LeBron thinking about like who's gonna win in the finals? Because here's the thing, right? People gotta start thinking about who do they want to be in the final 2 against?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, everybody on this jury, they're gonna vote for who wins. So you gotta think about who you can beat in the final 2, and that's typically the person you want to bring.
I think our strongest 2 players, in all honesty, are Red and
I think Red is the strongest because he's played the game the best so far.
Yep.
I think Stormy's really strong because she flipped this game around.
Yeah.
She did outplay Red at one point and get him on her side, who was the best player. And she was able to pull him in when the time was most crucial.
Yep.
And flip this game around. And now she's got 2 ride or dies.
Yep.
Well, at least Eddie's ride or die. Is Derek ride or die? Or has Derek just been silent and following the leader the whole time?
I think he's just kind of been following the leader the whole time.
Do you think that switch is flipped for him yet about this being an individual game? Or do you think he's still kind of just riding along for now?
I think he's starting to get it.
He's starting to get it? Does he
Yeah.
act yet, though?
I don't think so.
Who knows? Well, you know what? Let's get to immunity. let's get to the immunity challenge. There's no reward this week. And let's see what happens. Immunity, back up for grabs, as Jeff Probst would say. So, all 6 tribe members are going to start on the shore. They have to race out, and about 100 feet into the ocean is the beginning of an obstacle course. It's nothing crazy. It's just a bunch of balance stuff. A lot of stuff you would see on maybe like the early, like Ninja Warrior obstacles. A lot of just balance. Not a lot of springing, you know? But here's the thing. There are rules to this. There are 6 players. There are only 3 paths. And 2 people cannot be on the same path at a time. So you gotta get to that part. There are 4 sections of this obstacle course you gotta pass. Once you complete all 4 sections, you gotta dive back into the ocean, swim at about 10 more feet, and there's a pole. Each person has their own pole with 6 sacks. You are only allowed to carry 2 sacks at a time. Once you retrieve 2 sacks, you have to come back and you have to do the obstacle course again in reverse. Bring the sacks back to your platform on the shore, and then you have to repeat that every time.
Damn. Okay.
Yep, and then once you got all 6 sacks back to the shore, you empty all the sacks out. Each sack has 3 puzzle pieces. So there's an 18-piece puzzle that they have to assemble. Whoever assembles that puzzle first wins immunity. How do you think this goes?
Eddie's fucking struggling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Struggling.
I don't think it's even much of a thing for him.
No.
He doesn't have much of a play in this.
No.
He's just enjoying the water.
I think Dalton's probably struggling a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kind of just tired and dehydrated and body's, you know, it's not a thing where he can just hold on.
Right.
It's a thing where you have to move a lot.
I would say he's still fairly new.
Yeah.
In a competitive athletic career.
Yeah.
His stamina's probably not built up.
And we all know he likes to get scoring.
Right.
Okay. So
Derek though, for a stoner, has insane cardio.
you're not wrong.
Like, I'm genuinely surprised at his cardio.
Okay. So Derek doing well.
Yeah, Derek's doing well.
Tatum and Stormy probably also doing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Before we move on, I have a little bit of a twist here.
Okay.
Let's see. I have to roll this dice to see how this goes. So I'm going to roll this fresh so you can see it as well. Boom. Number 6.
Yep.
Number 6. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, so here's a twist that happened in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Derek James was on his last leg. He was bringing the last 2 sacks back. And when he got back up on the obstacle course to run it backwards, drops the sack and didn't realize it until he got all the way back to shore. So Derek, who had a strong running in this, has to swim all the way back out to the end of the obstacle course, find his drop sack, and come back before he can start assembling his puzzle. I think that's crucial.
Yeah, I think that allows Stormy,
Red, and Tatum all kind of catch up.
Yeah.
Maybe Derek was kind of leading the charge a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I would say...
I think Tatum wins this race.
You think so?
I think so. I think he's able to pull out the race aspect of it.
Okay.
But I think Stormy is right on his heels, and Red's not too far behind. I think Red's a good swimmer, but just the constant getting up, like I don't think he's very nimble.
Yeah.
I think Stormy's going to be light on her feet. So she's right behind Tatum, I think.
Okay.
So I think it comes down to the puzzle aspect of this. It's like a long, in my mind, I envision it as like a long rectangular puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
18 pieces.
Yeah.
That assembles a phrase. The phrase says something like Final 5 or some shit like that. So I think it comes down to the puzzle aspect of it. I don't think any of these people are necessarily the best at puzzles. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this right now?
I think that Tatum's still probably leading the charge.
Okay.
With Stormy right behind him.
Okay.
Red's probably getting a bit flustered. Just with the puzzle.
Okay.
So he's falling a little bit behind there.
Okay.
Derek finally catches up.
Okay. He's able to catch up in time to at least start the puzzle.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a little bit better at the puzzle aspect of it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think he had a substantial lead in the obstacle course,
For sure.
but I don't think it was big enough to warrant him completing a whole puzzle. Like, because by the time he gets back, everybody else is probably like a quarter or halfway through with it.
Yeah, they're 4 or 5 pieces in.
Yeah. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I think
I'm thinking
to Stormy and Tatum.
I'm thinking Tatum has a good lead and starts to look over at Stormy and see how close she is,
Okay.
which starts to play into his head a little bit.
Okay.
And Stormy ends up edging him out just a bit
Okay.
and taking the lead on this.
Ooh, so let's say this happens, right? Let's say Tatum kind of gets a little stuck, right?
Uh-huh.
So Stormy swaps 2 pieces in the beginning that maybe kind of look like they might fit.
Uh-huh.
So when Tatum gets stuck, he looks over and waits to see what kind of piece she puts in. And then when he looks over, he sees he's got 2 pieces wrong. So he swaps his. And then Stormy finishes her puzzles, but then knowingly fixes the 2 pieces immediately. And then wins it out. So Tatum tried to cheat.
Yep.
And lost. All right. That's how I'm saying this goes down. At least my
Boom.
thought went down. So, Stormy Renee, immune from tribal council.
Yep.
Not good for Red Chambers,
No.
because that's probably who his biggest competition was. So, I think Stormy, Eddie, and Derek still, at least 2 of those 3 are still looking at Dalton. Because he betrayed them.
Yep.
So I think they're still more like hurt over that than they are looking at the game. Derek, I don't know, but he still might just be going with it just because he doesn't have to make a move yet
Right.
because he's still set. But is that going to play against him? Are the people on the jury going to respect that? Is he considering that? Who knows?
I think once we get back to camp, Red realizes it's not a good spot for him right now.
Yeah.
And with Stormy being immune, he kind of goes to Stormy as like the second head.
Okay.
And he kind of starts talking game with her.
Is he gonna do that though when she's his biggest competition right now?
Yeah. Because he comes in with the approach of like, let's me, you, Tatum, and then like let her pick one. Let's take it to the final 4. And he kind of takes
Tatum over one of her guys though. 'Cause her 2 guys have been loyal from the start.
They have been, but sacrifices have to be made this late in the game.
Here's my perspective from Stormy. Is that right now Red's her biggest threat, but Dalton's the person she doesn't like the most. And if she is considering long-term game at any point at all, I think she's in a good position because her 2 biggest allies, she would beat in the finals. I think she would beat Eddie in the final 2, and I think she would beat Derek simply because Derek hasn't really done anything.
For sure.
So I don't know if that's enough to warrant her to cut ties with one of them. Because those are 2 guys that she knows that she can beat in the finals. Let's recap the jury right now. Let's recap the jury.
Yeah, because we got a couple in there now.
We got 3, I believe. We got Justin, Alex, and Jacob. But like, those 3 might not pick Stormy. They might pick. I could see them picking Derek over her. Maybe.
I could see
At
that.
least 2 of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
But is everybody else that's going to be on the jury also going to think that way? Because here's the thing. When someone's usually your biggest competition, when you go out, that's usually who you're going to vote for to win.
For sure.
So I think in her mind, she knows if she gets Red out, or I don't know if she's thinking that much. I know Red is thinking if he gets Stormy out, then she's probably going to pick him to win, unless it's against Eddie.
Right.
I think Eddie I think Red's goal has to be to pick apart that 3-person alliance in some way. He has to fracture it. And I don't know if he's going to be able to convince Stormy to do so.
So, do you think that he maybe tries to gather Tatum and Dalton?
I think he does what you said, but I think he goes to the wrong. I think he goes to Derek instead. I think he goes to Derek, and he says, "We can all beat Eddie in the finals, but I don't know if any of us can beat Stormy. So, but she's immune tonight. So, we have to get out Eddie to break that alliance, because Eddie's also kind of likable, and if enough of Eddie's people get on the jury, he could still win this.
Yeah.
So, I think that's his sales pitch to Derek, and I do think he brings in Dalton. I think Stormy and Eddie are still looking at Dalton to vote out.
And they come to, and
Because he has won the last 2 immunity challenges.
Right.
Unexpectedly.
but the newfound Temp Alliance kind of,
Yeah.
they just kind of consume.
So I think Red breaks his ties with them unbeknownst.
Yeah.
I think Tatum, Red, and Dalton vote for Eddie. Stormy and Eddie vote for Dalton, and it comes down to who Derek votes for. Does he make it a tie, or does he play it safe?
I think he probably plays it safe.
And he just joins the guys?
He joins the guys because it's honestly his biggest move that he's made all.
It's a big move that he has under his belt at this point.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that I have been basing this on early Survivor, where moves matter less than alliances, but some people can still play that way. The first ever winner won by playing moves, so still happens. So you think that's what they do? And Eddie LaVaughn finally gets to go home?
I think so.
Ooh, that means Stormy is on an island of her own now.
Yep.
They have crumpled that alliance because she kind of controlled this game for the last ever since they got Justin out. Ever since that yacht, she has controlled this game.
Yeah.
Red was playing this game very well until the Apple situation. Then he got distracted, and while he was distracted, Stormy kind of took over and became a big power player. But now her alliance is crumpled, and we're gonna see how this goes. It's next week. It's the final 5. And it's also gonna be the final reward challenge too, next week. So these people need to go back to camp and figure their shit out, because it's getting crunch time, baby.
Yeah.
It's getting to the goddamn wire.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Tommy, where can everybody find you?
You can find me crying in my bathtub with my socks on, probably. Just socks? Just socks. 3 of them to be exact. And probably a cowboy hat. You could find me on social media at the Tommy Dean 32 or Tommy Dean Pro on any of those what you call the socials.
Social?
Because I'm a social butterfly. You can find me on those. Just search Tommy Dean. You'll find me. Out of This World Tommy Dean on Facebook, even though I don't really post on there anymore. But you can follow that. You can get me on the Tommy Dean on YouTube, but don't follow me. You can get yourself own Tommy Dean merch if you go to www.thetommydeanshop.bigcartel.com. And you can also find me at your mom's house. Just not doing anything weird, just kind of being guard.
Just hanging out.
Making sure the lights go off.
And as always, you can find me on all social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at I Am Wesley Crane. Grab yourself some awesome fucking merch at www.iamwesleycrane.com. Tomorrow, Sunday, May 18th.
This will be yesterday for them, though.
Yes, yesterday for all you guys. I will have been at Diamond State Wrestling.
Something like that.
Something like that. I'm starting to feel those gummies, man. Really am.
Don't worry, I've got this. I can do this. You can get your Parabellum.
Are you sure you can do this?
Nope. But we have a new domain.
Yes.
You can get Parabellum merch, or BS with Tommy and Wes merch. You can get a Heterosexual Life Mate t-shirt or the Glaze Me t-shirt. We have so much shit on there. If you go to www.parabellumpro.com, Go on there, get you the new Heterosexual Life Mate t-shirt, get you 2 of them for your Heterosexual Life Mate as well. And then you know what? Tell him to do the same. That way you each have 2 shirts. Is there a reason for that? Probably not, but you should do it anyways. Get you a Glaze Me shirt. Get glazed. Is that what we say?
Yeah.
Get glazed. Also, you know what? While you're there, somebody buy a goddamn Terrifier hoodie.
Yes.
Look, God,
It's so magical.
they're so nice. It was one of the first designs we put up, and nobody bought one, and I'm upset.
They're really comfy.
They are, yeah. Yeah. Get you a Terrifier hoodie. Get you a shirt for the podcast. Get you a Tag Team Parabellum shirt as well. Get all of it. Get all of it.
Yep. And with all of that being said, we'll hear you. You'll hear us
Maybe.
on the next one.
Uh,
Can you imagine if we had to taste out of our buttholes?
Whoa.